everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here for day number 21 of the Dephemberember 2022 ephemera making challenge. You can find details on the hosts, 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel, down below in my description box. Today our prompts are button and tea bag, and the animal for today is the kangaroo. So this challenge has been an interesting one for me. I feel like I'm always ready to go with whatever the two prompts are. But sometimes the animal isn't something that I would use in my day-to-day kind of work. I tend to drift a little bit toward woodland animals or something very thematic to the journal that I'm making. But one thing I can say that I enjoy about these animals that are being randomly given is that it forces you to think outside the box in yet another way, because maybe you wouldn't use a kangaroo normally, so you have to think about how you could use one that would appeal to you, right? So that's the objective today. So I have just brewed a cup of English breakfast tea. Far too close to bedtime for me. This is going to be a bad choice, but I wanted this little blue label because I sort of had this thought in mind of working with blues and browns and gold tones, and I was like, oh, that has a blue label. So my daughter had a nice little herbal tea, and I had an English breakfast tea, or English tea time. So I now have the bags here, and I have grabbed some buttons that are going to fall in line with the theme I want to work with, and that's these. So this paper is going to be the base for everything I'm doing right now. This is a cabbage dyed paper that I've made that I quite love how it turned out. And I've decided, and for those of you who are part of my Patreon, this is a little bit of a teaser. So I've been doing 12 days of concept art where I'm sharing things with my Patreons. And for Christmas Day, I believe, I'm doing a paper doll collection. So this is one of my paper dolls from that paper doll collection. And I'm going to let him be the focal point for what I want to do today, because the way I want to incorporate the kangaroo, we need him. So I'm thinking what I would like to make in terms of the type of ephemera is actually a tag, because I just really love making tags right now, and so that's what I'm planning. So I'm going to just put him down here, and then I'm going to fold this up so I can get a bit of an idea of how tall it needs to be for him to fit, and I think that's good. So I will fold that like this. Then I need to tear it on my ruler here. Set that aside. And then I need to decide how wide I want my tag to be. I think I want him to be right about here. So I'm going to make a jumbo tag, I think. So this is what I'm going to work with. And then I will thicken it up afterward with some backing, but we'll do the work here first, just on this as a base. So I think I'll start. What I want to do with the tea bag is actually use it as a bit of collage fodder, background kind of fodder. And I've also snipped out a few other things for this little paper doll concept that I'm going with. I made he has a little jacket here. I don't know if I'll use that or not. I may just use these little floral bits that I've cut out. So we'll just set them all so that they're in view here. All together, all my little bits and bobs. Put these all here, along with our little English tea time. Okay, so let's grab this and this. Okay, and so the kangaroo, what I'm going to do with it is actually make it a little toy that he's holding on to like this. It got me thinking about Roo from Winnie the Pooh. And I thought that would be a very cute little toy for him to be holding on to. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I want to start by just gluing down my tea bag bits, just using them kind of like a substrate for collage. And I'm going to do that here with some glue stick. It's going to be a little bit sticky because, you know, the tea bag's not fully what's the word I'm looking for? It has a lot of perforations in it, so that looks neat there. I like it. And we'll do the other one. Oops, there we go. This may be down here. Perfect. And then these ones, I'm just going to tear the tea bag in half. And I think what I may do with this one is scrunch it up a little. I'm going to double it over. And then decide kind of the space that I might want to put it in here. Flatten it like that, and then I want to scrunch it up here just to create a bit of texture. Flat here because this will be under the body, but a little scrunching over here. Bring him up a little where I wanted him. Yeah. The other one I'm going to put in this space. Tea bag is a really nice, like, has a nice texture to it, and it's a nice thin material to work with, so like you can do interesting and fun kind of stuff with it. Texture. Just bring those little bits off. The only thing is that it's so lightweight that it's easy to glue it to your fingers, which I'm definitely doing here. There we go. Just flatten this out a little because it's going to be underneath him. I might actually just pull this up a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay, so again, we'll just put our boy down here how I wanted him, like this. And then I need to decide the other elements. So another element that I want to use is actually some of this. I think, can't decide if this lace is not exactly what I'm looking for. I want it for on top of the buttons. I don't want to cover this nice like striated kind of blue. So I'm not going to take anything that has the sequins in it. I'm just going to take the stuff that's not super like fancy. And I'm going to use that right here in the corner, and that's where the buttons are going to live. So then the rest of these bits and bobs, I'm going to use it just a bit of a collage. And I need to decide if I do want this jacket on here or if it just doesn't really fit. I feel like it's just not really going to fit this piece. There's not enough room. Like if we were making kind of a spread with this doll, like it could go over here, but it's a little big. I do also have this frame, and that I'm also not sure of, but I may put it here around the tea bag. Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to do some inking with Wild Honey because it's a great color for this. I think it goes with the overall feel of this piece, and it will just kind of grunge things up a little bit. So we will just go around the edge of this. Okay, maybe a little on the inside as well. This would be easier if I just glide this down. There we go. Move this coat out of the way. We're not going to use it for this project. Okay. So then, get rid of this sticky page here. Let's just lay this on here. I said I wanted it around the tea bag. I might just pull it down a little bit though. There we go. then I'm going to just gradually collage these bits down in a few different spots here. Oops, I forgot to ink. Alright, and then this Bigelow label here, this T label. I think I will cut the bottom off and then there, just shape it like that. So what we mainly see is the English tea time, not the name of the tea. It's not all that important to me. I just need a little bit of a heavier glue for this because it's a more heavy piece of paper. Oops. This, I think, maybe over here. No, we're putting the kangaroo there. We can't put it there. Maybe down here. It's just going to be like a part of the collage. And I will cut this string a little. And then I'll collage around it with these bits. This doll definitely reminds me of Christopher Robin now that I'm really looking at him. It's great. Okay, not there. Alright, so I think now I'm ready to glue down the boy. I'm going to do that, everything but his hand where I want to put the kangaroo. I will stick and I will also just get the kangaroo glued up as well, because we're going to be putting them down in quick proximity to one another. Okay, so we'll line the head up where we want it, the body. Then I will grab the kangaroo and just slide that right into his hand. Okay. So now I think before I go further, I want to just back this so it's got a little firm base to it. Let me grab, I think I'll use an old sketchbook page, maybe if it's wide enough. Let's see. And it is, and let's just plunk this on here. I'm going to stitch this at the very end as well, so. There we go. Okay, now let's cut around here. scraps out of the way here. This is to get a little thinner, I think. There we go. And then I'm going to just trim a little more off the top. And we're going to just make this a tag shape. Okay. Now I need a bit of fabric glue because I want to use this piece here. So it's going to hang off the top a little bit. Yeah, so we just have to kind of make a glue line there, I think. And this is actually a tea-dyed lace, so a little more of the tea bag kind of theme. All right, let's give this just a moment to dry. And then what I'm going to do next is add the buttons to this. And I'm going to do that with waxed linen on a needle here. Just going to give this a moment to dry, and then I will come back and I will add these buttons. Okay, so how we get started with the buttons is just choose a button, and I'm going to pop it right through here, the 4 holes, so I can see where to go. So go through the first one, and I'm going to leave the thread at the front so that I can tie it in a knot at the front. Okay, back through our hole. Back through the original hole so that I get a nice X-shaped stitch on the front. Okay, and then we head back through the front again. Okay, let's give that a little tug. And I'm actually not going to tie these together because I want to use the same thread to keep going on the back. So I'm just going to go under the knot and then back down into the hole. And then I will trim this a little shorter, but not completely off, because I do want some visible like threads up top. Then I'll take a gold button, I think, and go up here. Oopsies. So then here at the back, I'm going to go through the hole that I just poked. And you are going to have a few stitches on the back. I'm actually going to be backing this again with another piece of paper, so it's not going to be visible. So there's that one. And then we'll grab another button. I think the 3 buttons will be good. I don't need too many. Okay. Poke another hole through the hole so I can see where to go in the back. And then come back up. There we go. And then this one goes back here. And then we come back at the front. It's a little bit tight getting through there. what I do when I have trouble with a needle is I just use a plier to just give it a pull and a wiggle, and then it will come on through. There we go. You could also use a much smaller needle than what I'm using. I like to challenge myself. There we go. Okay, so that's nice and secure. And I'll leave this a little long too, so that we have a couple little fun threads there. And then on the back, if you'd like to, you can obviously cover that up. I mean, maybe you won't want to. Maybe you like that there. It doesn't really honestly matter. And because this is ephemera for myself, I actually may end up just having it glued down in my art journal. We'll see. So I'm just going to go do a little bit of simple stitching around, and then I will come back. Okay, so stitching has done. I did a couple fun little different stitches. I did straight stitch along the bottom and then came up and then added some starry stitches. This is like a different kind of a sort of like a thatched zigzag, and then at the end I took a bit of extra thread in the same color and just kind of wound it all up there and straight stitched over it to give all of this a little bit of, you know, texture and interest. So then I'm just going to go around the edges with the wild honey oxide to just give it a little more color and edge. And then just take a general kind of look and see if it could use any other kind of color here or there, maybe a little bit here. I just take the end of my dauber and kind of go like boop and make a bit of a dot there. And then, you know, you can spread it out. You can spray it with coffee if you really want to grunge it up, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to like overcomplicate the image too much. So I think that is my project for today. So thank you for joining me again on this fun little journey. I will be back again soon, tomorrow in fact, with day number 22. I hope that you are getting your carrots for the reindeer and you're getting ready because we are so close. So have a lovely day and thanks again. Bye for now.